Welcome to another edition of Conversation with Tanzanian Pros here in Canada. Today we're with Mrs. Rachel Muganda, who is an assistant financial advisor with one of the major banks here in Canada, currently working in Edmonton, Alberta. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you very much.
So Rachel, I think we should start straight out with your educational background. So maybe tell us a little bit about how you came to become a financial advisor.
I studied the Bachelor of Business in Economics, major in Economics and minor in Finance in Australia. Mm-hmm. And after that, I did a Master's in Economics and Finance in the UK. And from there, I went back home in Tanzania and I worked with the central bank. Mm-hmm. So I worked in the financial market department, mm-hmm. and there I worked for 8 years before moving to Canada. Mm-hmm. And that's when I got a job with the bank that I'm working with, and I've been there since.
And how long have you worked with this bank right now?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, so how is your day, like your daily activities as an assistant financial advisor? What entails?
Basically, it entails putting the accounts in order. So you have to check and make sure maybe the clients don't have a debit, and you have to cover that debit. We have to check and do trades for them. Mm-hmm. So if they need stocks we need to buy, have to be, to make sure we do it in order, and mm-hmm. also make sure that due diligence, making sure the accounts are in compliance with the documents, opening of the accounts, the client's information, making sure everything is in order, mm-hmm. so that we don't get there's no reducing the fraud and all that.
Okay, so your interaction is mostly with, like, is it face-to-face with customers, or is it just internal?
Mostly with over the phone with the clients.
Over the phone with clients. Awesome. So who exactly is a financial advisor?
Financial advisor is a person who helps people meet their financial goals. Mm-hmm. So basically they help with their retirement planning, financial planning, or even saving up for your child post-secondary education. We'll be able to pay the fees. Mm-hmm.
So did you specialize on anything specific in the field of financial advising?
There are some exams that you have to do. I did the Canadian Security Certificate, I did the CPH and Wealth Management Essentials, but there's so many other more for me to become a financial advisor that I need to do. Mm-hmm. There's portfolio management, there's financial planning. So there are certificates and experience that is required, minimum experience is required for someone to become a financial advisor.
And the minimum would be like the security course, or what would be the minimum?
Now, depending if you wanna what route you wanna take. So if you wanna get into a portfolio management, there's a portfolio management exams that you have to do. If you wanna get into financial planning, then there's some financial planning certification that you have to do. Mm-hmm. There are about 3, and then on top of that, you have to work under a financial advisor as an associate mm-hmm. for some years before you can also run your own books and be able to advise clients mm-hmm. on meeting their financial goals.
Awesome. And what did you choose to specialize in?
At the moment, I'm a registered representative, so mm-hmm. I'm able to give a bit of advice to clients, mm-hmm. but I've not done some of I cannot give financial planning advice or portfolio management advice because mm-hmm. I've not done those specific exams yet.
Mm-hmm. And so in the current role that you're in, what are you doing daily to ensure that you have growth and development in your career?
A lot of reading. So I do a lot of reading to get to know the products, the different products that are out there, because they keep changing, and mm-hmm. depending on the client, different people are different, and their needs are different. So you have to know, this client at their age, which products will be good for them, and for people who are close to retirement, obviously they are more of a safer people, so you need to get them safer products for them to invest in.
And is this training that is offered by your employer, or you would have to invest your own time and money into making sure that these skills are up to date? The employer specific. Yeah. Awesome. And how important would you say creativity and innovation is in your field?
I think it's very important to be creative and innovative because the financial world is changing. So you cannot keep doing the same thing every day. So it's very important to find new ways of doing things and to meet your clients' needs.
Mm-hmm. And is that something that is fostered in your organization, or it's something that you have to have an initiative on your own into?
The organization does foster a lot of that. There are internal courses that you can take
to do that. Okay. And what would you say the career trend is in your field currently?
Career trend in what sense?
Like how relevant is your industry?
I think it is very
important.
It is very important because everyone at one point they're going to retire and they would want to retire with money. And considering now these days people are living longer, like the age expectancy, people are living up to 90 and they retire at 65, so they will need money to take them up to whenever they.
So it would be a relevant field to pursue.
Oh, it is very. There's always a need.
So you spoke about working in Tanzania with the central bank for about 8 years before coming into Canada. So what skills did you gain in those 8 years that helped you transition into a job as an assistant financial advisor in Canada?
Okay. So my finance background in Tanzania really helped me because what I did in Tanzania was totally different from what I did doing here. There I was assisting the government with domestic borrowing. I did foreign exchange trading to just smoothen the Tanzanian shilling. So, and a lot of research and analysis and researching on the market, money market, and all that. So it is totally different. But what has helped is my background in finance that has helped me also transition in this job here in Edmonton.
Okay, so the education component of it was important.
Very important.
Okay, so having worked in Tanzania and Canada, what do you think are the major differences between the two environments?
I would say, obviously, the financial industry here is big. They have more products than we have in Tanzania. So in Tanzania, they are limited. Even if you wanted to help someone in the financial planning, it's difficult because we don't have that many products where people could save for retirement. Whereas here there are so many options, and so you can easily help someone save for retirement.
Okay, so the difference in products. So were there skills that you gained in Tanzania that were transferable to your job now?
Oh, for sure. Like there are skills that I did gain. I would say, for example, communicating to commercial bank, like customer care. That has helped me in Tanzania.
Okay, so the non-educational components, which you said, communication skills and customer care skills, those are skills that were still relevant to your job here when you came.
I deal a lot with clients.
And so what advice would you give someone on adjusting to a new work environment? Obviously, the culture in Tanzania was probably different in Canada. So what advice would you have for someone?
For me, I would say first be humble. Learn about the people you're working with, get to know them, your colleagues, your boss, so that you understand what they need from you, so that you're able to deliver. Because when you're moving to a new country, they don't know you as much, and especially as a foreigner, and especially if you've studied back home, you don't have a degree here in Canada. So they don't know how to value that education, and for you to be able to deliver is very important, and for you to be able to do that well, it's important for you to get to know the colleagues and understand what they want from you.
So you mentioned at the beginning that you worked in Tanzania for about 8 years with the central bank. What would you say are the major differences in the working cultures for anybody that is trying to possibly maybe that has worked in Tanzania and is now moving to work to Canada?
The difference in the working culture, I would say, is there's a huge difference. The one that I came about is people sit for themselves, by themselves a lot, and you find it's very hard to interact with your colleagues. And I remember in Tanzania we used to be able to have lunch together as an office and decide where we're going to go and have lunch. But here everyone goes to lunch by themselves, or you just sit on your desk. So I find it very difficult actually to make friends within the office. So that was a huge difference for me.
So it's a challenge to meet new people at work.
Yeah,
because of
challenging. Yeah.
And what are some challenges that you specifically had to face as an immigrant, or maybe as a wife or as a mother, like the balance between work and and home, or just balancing work, like the new work environment?
It was very difficult as back home, we normally have help. Moving to Canada, you don't have help, so you have to be able to, get the kids ready, yourself get ready to go to work, and, be focused at work as well. So a lot of time management is required. So I really had to improve on my time management and make sure everything is in order. Like I'm able to do my work well, and at the same time have run my family in order.
Okay, so time management skills is definitely,
definitely.
a skill that someone would have to have.
For sure.
And like you've worked for over 10 years now in your field, like in the finance field. What has been the most rewarding experience in your career thus far?
For me, I'd say financial management. I'm able to manage my own funds properly from my experience and from work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's the personal component of it has been the reward.
It has been rewarding, yeah.
And what advice then would you give to someone who is trying to adjust to this new working culture that we're speaking of right now?
I think to be patient and to get to learn about the colleagues, as I say, because you don't want to be speaking too soon and offend someone. So you have to understand your colleagues, and in order to interact with them.
And do you have any specific advice for young Tanzanians in Canada, or for those who are moving to Canada, on how they can succeed in their careers regardless of what field they choose to go into?
And my advice to them would be to follow their passion and to get into something that they enjoy rather than what pays more. For example, for me, in high school, I did biology, chemistry, and math, and I wanted to do medicine. But after high school, I found I really didn't enjoy biology, and that's when I moved into and decided to do a Bachelor of Business and majoring in economics.
Mm-hmm.
So they should not see that what they pick in high school should determine what they're actually going to study in college.
Mm-hmm.
They should be open and know that they can change.
And pursue other fields.
Yes.
And what do you think, just to conclude, what do you think associations like CATP can contribute towards the career success of Tanzanians here in Canada?
CATP can help a lot, especially in mentoring young people and organizing a career workshop. And also, as I just said previously, that these young people, when they come to college, considering that they are young, just 18, they can be overwhelmed with the amount of options that they have. So I think CATP can assist into the direction that these young people can take in terms of what they want to study and which career path they want to take.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us in another edition of Conversation with the Pros. If you would like to learn more about CATP, you can join us on our website or on our Facebook page. Thank you.